Crazy Town Podcast. I'm Jonas.
TNT Dynamite, the explosive one. Let's crack into another one.
TNT.
Yo.
Do you remember
The times.
Do you remember when you went to Fyre Fest?
What? I did not go to Fyre Fest, Jonas.
Okay.
Are you trying to gaslight me?
Do you remember what happened at Fyre Fest?
I remember the whole Fyre Fest thing. My memory of Fyre Fest is seeing that cheese sandwich where it was just like a piece of bread with like a piece of cheese in a styrofoam container,
And like tents being blown to death on the beach.
Yeah.
Looked like an episode of Survivor.
Yeah, and people trying to blame Ja Rule. That's what I remember.
It was his fault.
Ja Rule is innocent.
He's a saint.
He's a saint.
So the guy who ran it, Billy McFarland, he ended up getting like 6 years in prison for fraud.
Yes, sir.
He served 4 years.
Oh, and there was that story too, where the dude was going to SD for water. Never forget
Oh
that.
my God!
Yeah.
So he served
digital.
he served 4 years of it,
Yeah,
and then he got out.
he did.
And he announced he was doing Fyre Fest 2.
He did say that.
And they were selling tickets. They were going to have it on the Island de Mujeres in Mexico.
Yep.
Fun fact, I actually went there on an excursion. Very interesting place.
What does that mean?
What
does that mean?
I'll tell that little, because there's not a lot to the story, so I'll tell this mini story. So, I went on this excursion in Mexico when I went to Cancun. I went by myself. And then I went on this excursion, and I met these two girls on the excursion, and when we went to the island, we ended up wandering around together and chit-chatting. And, we were wandering around, and it's very touristy. I'm sure in the area that we walked in, outside of there, I'm sure it's probably not safe for tourists. Most places are not. And it was very funny because every little store we walked by was a tourist trap, had a bunch of tourist shit. And the two girls that I was with, everyone that we walked by, for them, they were like, ladies, come on in. I got sunglasses. I got purses. And then literally 20 people were like, bro, I got some weed. Come on, you want weed? Every person I walked by was trying to pull me in a store to buy weed. And I'm like, what the is happening right now? Everybody was just trying to get me to buy weed and them to buy purses. I was like,
not gonna lie, it sounds like a good place to go have a Fyre Fest.
Yeah, I mean, right? So anyways,
weeds and handbags.
I guess, yeah. So anyways, so he announced, everyone was like, bro, what are you doing? And he was like, hey, it was a thing. I gotta do it. I gotta do another one. Well, so then anyways, he announced it was postponed recently. Again, shock, dismay, not happening.
Oh, no, they 100% canceled it.
So now they have canceled it, and
Yeah.
he's like, he said he's going to put the brand up for sale now. And I'm like, and he's like, it deserves to be done right. We got a brand. He's like, it's out here. It's worth a lot. I'm like, bro, you're trying to hype this up so someone gives you money for Fyre Fest. Nobody wants that ish. It's a cursed ass name.
It is a cursed name, but
if you put on Fyre Fest 3 and actually did it,
I'm just saying, it's like if somebody were to take it, like if I don't know, the people who do Coachella, or if the people who do
ACL in Austin,
SummerSlam, or ACL,
WWF Fyre Fest 3.
I look, honestly, the name.
They got John Cena wrestling in front of yeah.
It rings in your ears when you hear it because they made a documentary about it.
Yeah.
It had an ex-famous rapper attached to it. It had so many different storylines and everything. It's a part of history. And the people who signed up for Fyre Fest 2, they just wanted to be a part of history too. Most of them were content creators who already had
who
cameras.
just wanted to go to film it and for the disaster.
And they were open for a similar experience as the first one, man. They knew they were going to go through hell, even if it did go through.
Yeah, but no, with that all being said, bro, if I had a production company, my ass would be like, how much you want for it? Because you're right. It has a name. If you can be like Fyre Fest 3, but it's really happening, you have millionaire backers, blah, blah, blah. You can put it together, whatever.
Do it the right way.
Do it, yeah. Have a real Fyre Fest.
A real Fyre Fest. Fyre Fest.
You just go and it's a bunch of bonfires in a yard. That's it. It's just
spell FYRE.
Yeah.
So freaking annoying.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It almost feels like stuff stuff like that just can't happen anymore. ACL happens because it's been going on forever.
Yeah.
Coachella happens because it's been going on forever. Like, they couldn't even do like a pop-up Woodstock 99 without shit catching on fire. If they tried to do a Woodstock again, people would die. Like, it's like you can't do a pop-up big event like that anymore because people are the worst.
I agree people are the worst, but I also think it's that the kids of today. Ooh, Jones, this is a hot take.
Are you gonna boom right now? Are you booming?
I think the kids of today are honestly a little bit more down to earth and smarter than we were when we were kids. And I know I'm not talking academically smart. No, I think they're probably dumber in that case because, like, when I had to study for a test, I had to go to the library, and when they
and you only got to take it once, and if you failed, you failed. You didn't get to take it like 3 times to get a better grade. Yeah.
And when they do it, they just go and they just use Chat GPT. So that's where I think the delineation really takes over. I don't really care about the test that they have to take. It's the fact that they ain't really taking the test. So I do not think that academically, no, I think we're smarter. But I will say is that when it comes to just like being emotionally smarter and more like in touch with humanity, we were still coming along with the whole idea of the internet. These kids have been dealing with it their entire time. So that's kind of like another, like, it's kind of like they were woke up younger than us. Yeah, it's kind of a connection they have to everybody else. So I think that it could go better than it would. I don't think that the kids of today, well, I don't know, man. They probably would.
Because here's the thing, dude.
I have hope.
It's going to get over anything like that. Yeah. Even Fyre Fest, obviously, like you said, the influencers were like, "Oh, I want to go document this shit show."
Yeah.
But I feel like anything that's like that, it's just going to get so overrun with influencers and stuff like that
that's kind of the thing. It's like if it's all just influencers, does that mean that it's going to be a worse experience, or does it mean it's going to be a more controlled experience? Is this going to be a bunch of like bros trying to upstage each other?
Yeah, it's a bunch
with the craziest behavior.
Yeah, who can do the most bro shit on their channel? Like, who's that guy who got really famous for his YouTube because he just goes up and talks shit to everybody? He has a bodyguard. He's like a little small punk ass kid. He just talks shit, and then his bodyguards like step in when someone comes to him and stuff. Can't think of the kid's name. I don't even want to give him. Like,
that's the thing. There's always those types, but then there's always the types who just like they go up to a girl who's wearing a revealing top and ask her about what country she can name.
Yeah, I don't know, but those aren't the ones going to Fyre Fest. Fyre Fest ain't about trivia.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like I like, and the other thing is too, like. I went to festivals when I was younger. Like I know you haven't done tons of concerts and stuff. I went to a lot of concerts and festivals and things like that. Like they're fun.
Gathering of the Juggalos.
I never went to that, but
you went to the Juggalos.
I didn't go to the Gathering of the Juggalos. I never went to that.
When the lady was kicking you in the back?
No, that was just a concert. That was just a concert.
Oh, that was just the ICP.
That was just an ICP concert. It wasn't the Gathering.
Went to an ICP concert.
Yes, but not the Gathering of the Juggalos. Anyways,
okay, it's recorded.
That's fine. So what? I don't care. It's fine. I know what you were doing, anyways. So, but like what I was saying is like, festivals aren't really that great.
No, they're kind of annoying.
It's just like, even anyone I talked about going to like ACL in Austin, like it's in a giant park. There's so many people, like there's nowhere to sit. There's no shade. There's like a bunch of food. The lines are 80 people long. It's like everyone's like fighting over a table. Everyone's fighting over a piece of shade. You got to walk like 2 miles from one side to the other to see, and like you get done and you're like, that was so much fun. I'm dead.
Fighting over shade isn't crazy.
Because like, yeah, like it's a park and there's hardly any trees, and like so there's like you got to find the back of an awning, and there's like a triangle, and there's like 700 people in the shade.
Especially because the shade moves with the movement of the sun.
Exactly.
It's so crazy to me.
Yeah, like
it's not even gonna be shaded in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
folks.
exactly. The last time I went, I was so hot. I was like, I just need to go sit in the shade. I ended up like walking to like a corner of the thing where like there was no one, but the fence was sitting there, and like the fence was causing shade on the ground for like 5 foot in front of me, and I just sat there so like the sun wasn't shining on me for like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, like it was wild.
So it's essentially paying a cover to be uncomfortable and buy overpriced shit.
Yeah, and be like a herd of cattle. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't know. It's wild. But I mean, like, I get it. It's an experience, but like,
Yeah, plus if you want to see some of your favorite artists, man. But that's the thing, is that if you're gonna do a good festival, it depends on the talent that's gonna be there.
exactly, too. Yeah. You can't have like no C tier talent and get people to come to your thing. So, anywho, that's all the time we have for today's episode. Go to thecrazytown.com for Jonas.
TNT.
Oh, yeah.